there, very good evening and a warm welcome to the news live on Rupavahini ChannelEye. I'm Sharon Mascarenhas.
Good evening, I'm Lakshita Singha, and to start off, we take a look at the headlines for tonight. City University program commences, keeping another promise made in the national policy framework, Vistas of Prosperity and Splendor. Highest number of single-day corona vaccination rolled out yesterday. 39% of over 30 years of age has received the vaccine. Athletes qualified for Olympic Games to receive an allowance worth $15,000. A special program to create entrepreneurs for organic fertilizer production. Immigration hall at Bandaranaike International Airport declares open. Tokyo faces a risk of COVID-19 outbreak as Olympic Games loom.
On to the stories in detail now, starting off with local news. The City University program commenced today. The program was initiated while fulfilling another promise made through the National Policy Framework, Vistas of Prosperity and Splendor. Its first university is planned to be established during the next few weeks in Pinnavela, Kegalle district. As for the foremost step of the program, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa launched the official website to introduce the City University program as a concept at the Presidential Secretariat this morning, and that is to coincide with the World Youth Skills Day 2021. The city universities will be established covering all districts with the aim of producing talented graduates equipped with cutting-edge technology targeting the job market. 80% of those who qualify for tertiary education at the GC advanced level milestone do not get the opportunity to enter universities. Only those who are financially blessed with have the privilege to pursue their further studies at private institutes or abroad. The President expects to offer a degree compatible for the job market to the talented and capable students who have passed the advanced level and yet lack the financial support they need through the City University program. Many graduates seek the government employment. However, the President said that the responsibility of a government should not be to provide jobs, but to create a comprehensive economic environment that enables creation of jobs. The President said that his objective of the City University program is to create a person who can directly contribute to the economy or who possesses the knowledge to engage in self-employment at the end of the degree course. It is not possible to maintain only government universities 100%. However, the President stated that he was also opposed to operating private universities as a business. Income generated from private universities should be set aside for the promotion of education itself. The President stated that those who protest against educational reforms should come up with proposals for a modern education system instead of advocating political motives. The President also emphasized the need to take steps to expedite the implementation of the City University program commencing from Kegalle throughout the island. The program specializes in formulating degree programs based on curriculum specific to each district as well as local and global job markets. Dr. Sitharambappula, State Minister of Skills Development, Vocational Education, Research and Innovation, noted that a citizen empowered with knowledge and professionalism will leave the university following their graduation. Namal Rajapaksa, Minister of Youth and Sports and State Minister of Digital Technology and Enterprise Development, revealed that youth unemployment fell as low as 4% during the year 2014 but has risen to 16% by the year 2019. Minister Rajapaksa pointed out that the youth unemployment could rise to 30% due to the current global situation and that the skillful youth should be created through degree programs. The young generation is moving towards modernity coupled with the latest technology. The minister said that it was important to adapt to the world trends and that it was life, not traditional practices, that should win at the end. Minister of Education Professor Jia Peiris pointed out that the aspiration of a graduate is to obtain a good job, but it has become today's responsibility to rectify the certain degree courses that are incompatible with any employment opportunity. Secretary to the President P.B. Jayasundara, secretaries to the ministries, chairman of the University Grants Commission and other officials were present at the meeting.
The epidemiology unit says that a total of 384,763 COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered to the people yesterday, recording the highest number of single-day corona vaccine administration in the country. Accordingly, a total of 6,462,283 have received the doses of vaccines under the COVID-19 immunization program thus far. The first dose of the Sinopharm vaccine was administered to 38,572 persons and the second dose has been administered to 35,410. The first dose of the Sputnik V vaccine doses has been administered to 3,365. The Pfizer vaccine doses have been administered to 7,416 people yesterday. 1,608,619 vaccine doses have been administered in the past 7 days. 384,763 vaccines were administered yesterday under the national program, recording the highest number of vaccines administered within a single day. So far, 39.3% of the population over the age of 30 years have been given the first dose of the COVID vaccine. Accordingly, 74.29% of the residents in the Colombo district have received the first dose of the vaccine. In the Gampaha district, 62.18% of the residents have received the first dose, and in the Kaluthura district, 59.93% of the residents have received the first dose of the vaccine. Inoculation of Sinopharm vaccine for the people over the age of 30 years in the Western Province was conducted today as well. Today's program was held at the Open Theatre in Vihara Mahadevi Park in Colombo with the assistance of the Sri Lanka Army Medical Corps. The vaccination centre at the Verahera Sri Lanka Army Medical Corps campsite carried out its operations today as well. The inoculation centre established at Diyathawiyana in Battaramulla will commence its operations again on next Monday. Representative of World Health Organization in Sri Lanka, Dr. Alaka Singh, visited the vaccination site in Vihara Mahadevi to observe the inoculation process.
Yeah, because this has been a really impressive effort. Very clearly, it's a very important contribution to Sri Lanka's vaccination effort. The environment, the very systematic way in which people are being vaccinated, the support, the additional support in terms of the ambulance, the doctors present in case of an adverse event, which of course has not happened. And it's really good to see this, and we hope that this will be maintained because the Excellency has a very ambitious vaccination plan which looks very feasible, and this would be a very important part. It's incredible that the entire government has come together. The army, of course, is a very important part of the Sri Lankan effort.
967 COVID-19 patients were detected in the country today. Meanwhile, 939 patients left the hospitals today following recovery. The Health Services Director General confirmed that 50 COVID-19 related deaths have occurred yesterday. China has donated another consignment of 1.6 million Sinopharm vaccine doses to Sri Lanka. Accordingly, the Embassy of China in Sri Lanka has confirmed that this consignment will reach the country in the next couple of weeks.
Deputy Director General of Health Services Dr. Susi Pereira emphasizes on the importance in receiving the COVID-19 vaccine in order to control the prevailing pandemic situation in the country following the detection of the Delta variant of the coronavirus.
We are at a very critical juncture at this moment as the Delta strain is also quietly spreading. But we understand that there are a lot of relaxations that have been permitted, and it's permitted with a reason, but this reason should not be abused by the people. If this is abused, then we are going to be in a huge crisis. It's a crisis that the health sector and the people of this country will never be able to afford. So, because the Delta strain is highly virulent, and if this spreads, then we will not be able to enjoy anything. So if we want to continuously enjoy whatever the relaxations that have been permitted, then we must know how to behave also. So the precautionary practices are so important, and this is important for those who have taken the vaccine also, because there is a false sense of security that people who have taken the vaccine are not going to get the disease. That's all wrong. So you can still get the disease and you may not show symptoms, and because of that you think that you are secure, but you can still spread it to your near and dear and loved ones without your knowledge. So that's the danger. So until a fair segment of the population is vaccinated, this threat exists. The fact that even the ones who have got the vaccine can still give it to the others who have not got it. Still a large number of people will not be able to get the vaccine because it's still not approved to be given to others. So we have to protect the children, the very young people. There's so many people who have to be protected, and all the people who have not still got the vaccine. So those who have got the vaccine, you have a responsibility. Don't shirk that responsibility.
Senior DIG Ajit Rohana says that the police have taken 190 persons into custody during the last 24 hours for violating quarantine regulations. Accordingly, a total of 50,027 persons have been arrested thus far for such violations.
We have arrested 190 suspects in connection with the offences of quarantine rules and regulations, face mask and social distancing. Total number of 50,027 suspects have been arrested in connection with the same offences. The majority of the suspects has been arrested in connection with the offence of face mask within a period of last 24 hours. We implemented the quarantine gazette notification, the provisions and rules from the 30th of October 2020. As of today, the total number of suspects we have arrested 50,027, which means 50,000 suspects have been arrested within a period of 9 months' time in connection with the offences, and we have filed charges against 42 persons who had been arrested. Another 8,000 planes have been prepared to frame charges against remaining 8,000 suspects. In addition to that, the provincial quarantine order remains as it is. Therefore, the general public are prohibited to cross provincial borders, and yesterday 928 persons have been admonished by police and they have been sent back to their original places as they were trying to cross provincial borders.
In other stories, a COVID-19 cluster at a Japanese hotel where dozens of Brazilian Olympic team members are staying has raised new concerns about infections at the Tokyo Games as the host city recorded its highest number of new cases for 6 months. 7 staff at the hotel in Hamamatsu City, southwest of Tokyo, had tested positive for the coronavirus. One day after the hotel cluster emerged, an Olympic athlete under a 14-day quarantine period also tested positive for the coronavirus in Tokyo, the organizing committee's website reported today. Just over a week before the reopening ceremony, the spreading infections highlight the risk of staging the world's biggest sports event during a pandemic, even without spectators in sports venues. Officials have imposed Olympic bubbles in an effort to keep out COVID-19, but medical experts are worried that they might not be airtight as movement of staff servicing the Games can create opportunities for infection. Meanwhile, International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach said today that there was zero risk of Tokyo Olympic participants infecting the Japanese residents with coronavirus. Bach said athletes and delegates have undergone more than 8,000 coronavirus tests, resulting in 3 positive cases, which have since been placed in isolation. Postponed last year due to the pandemic, the Games have slight public support in Japan amid fears about the spread of the virus. Turkey marks the 5th anniversary of the failed coup attempt to topple the government by FETÖ terrorist organization today. The failed attempt was the bloodiest coup attempt and the most organized terrorist attack experienced by Turkey. The July 15, 2006 coup d'etat attempt was an effort taken in Turkey against the state institutions, including the government and the President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The attempt was carried out by a FETÖ terrorist organization to seize the control of the several places in Ankara, Istanbul and Marmaris, including the Turkish Grand National Assembly Presidential Complex, the Presidential Police Headquarters and the National Intelligence Agency. The terrorist organization utilized arms and equipment of the Turkish armed forces in the failed coup. However, the terrorist attempt was thwarted following the efforts of the Turkish president and the people. Accordingly, Turkey commemorates the 251 martyrs and over 2,500 wounded who fought fearlessly in unity and solidarity to foil the coup attempt. Issuing a statement to the commemoration this occasion, Ambassador of the Republic of Turkey in Sri Lanka, Demet Shakir Uli, said that despite the magnitude of the heinous attack, the victory gained 5 years ago in clear reflection of the self-power of Turkish people.
Now back here at home, new Director General of Civil Defence Department, Major General Neville Ranjan Lamahewage, called on Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. The meeting was held at the Temple Trees recently. Major General Neville Ranjan Lamahewage is a proud product of Mahinda College and St. Aloysius College in Galle, joining the Gajaba Regiment on 27th October of 1986 as a second lieutenant. He continued to serve for Sri Lanka Army for 35 years. Major General Neville Ranjan Lamahewage has been awarded with the Rana Vikrama Medal once and with the Rana Shura Medal thrice for his excellent service during the humanitarian efforts. The Prime Minister extended his congratulations to the newly appointed Director General and best wishes for the future endeavours of the Civil Defence Department. Minister S.M. Chandrasena, Secretary to the Prime Minister Gamini Senarath and Chief of Prime Minister's Staff Yoshita Rajapaksa were present at this occasion.
State Minister Shashindra Rajapaksa says that fertilizer companies will extend their assistance for distribution of fertilizer for the farmer community on time without any hindrances. He made these remarks to the media following an event. Minister Shashindra Rajapaksa said that the private sector in the country has a massive fertilizer storage. He said that these storages have enough quantities of fertilizer required for a variety of crops including paddy, rubber, tea and coconut. He said that they only observe 2 locations. The minister said that a request has been made to the private sector to distribute the fertilizer which has been imported after providing subsidies to the farmer community on time. The minister further added that the relevant quantities of fertilizer required for this season will be distributed on time.
Meanwhile, many farmers have been involved in the use of organic fertilizer following the decision of the government to ban the use of chemical fertilizer. The government has initiated a special program to encourage and direct entrepreneurs towards the production of organic fertilizer. 18 organic fertilizer production projects have been initiated in agrarian services centres and Grama-Niladhari divisions in Atampitiya. Accordingly, the production of organic fertilizer was commenced in Katugaha Grama-Niladhari division yesterday. Selected groups of farmers will receive a practical training on the organic fertilizer production under this initiative. The production of compost fertilizer has been initiated in each home garden of farmer community in Kahatapitiya village belonging to Alahara Divisional Secretariat Division. The fertilizer production will be focused to cultivate a variety of crops including paddy, grains and pumpkins.
The newly constructed emigration hall at the departure passenger terminal of the Bandaranaike International Airport in Katanaika was declared open today. The opening ceremony was conducted with the participation of Ministers Prasanna Ranatunga and Namal Rajapaksa. Under the BIA Terminal 1 expansion project, the newly constructed emigration hall was built at a cost of 430 million rupees by the Airport and Aviation Services Private Limited. Under this development project, the first terminal of the airport has been modernized completely. The new office complex of the Immigration and State Intelligence Services has also been constructed, including the state-of-the-art facilities to uplift the services of the passengers. The Bandar Naik International Airport in Katnaik is expected to be modernized as an airport which provides safe aviation services and a superlative guest experience with the best practices and the latest technology on par with the world-class international airports by increasing the capacity of the BIA to accommodate the expected increase in the annual passenger capacity to 20 million passengers by 2025. Accordingly, steps have been taken to continuously initiate infrastructure development projects for the airport. State Minister D.V. Chanaka and Chairman of the Airport and Aviation Services Private Company G.A. Chandrasiri also took part in the opening ceremony of the new Immigration Hall, which was held under strict health guidelines.
Minister Keheli Rabukwala says that state media organizations should render their maximum commitment in fulfilling the respective objectives amidst the global pandemic. The minister made these remarks during a meeting held with heads of state media. The meeting was held at the Ministry of Mass Media. The progress of the institutions affiliated to the Ministry of Mass Media, including state media, was reviewed during the meeting. Minister Keheli Rabukwala said that the staff at the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation have not been discouraged. He said that this organization can be rebuilt with set objectives. Accordingly, he added that the institution can be uplifted within a proper strategic plan in 6 months. He further added that the value of the national television still exists. Secretary to the Ministry of Mass Media Jagat P. Vijayveera was also present at this occasion.
The restoration of the flood management system related to the Malwatoya project has reached its final phase. The aim of this project is to control the flooding situation in Anuradhapura city during rainy season. The project extends to 8 kilometers from near German Bridge to Galkandavala Anicut in Kohmagas Junction. The removal of the silk and invasive plants which has clogged up the Malwatoya will be carried out through this initiative. State Minister Duminda Disanaik observed the third phase of the project, which is currently underway. Minister Chamal Rajapaksa has officially informed the construction company in charge of the Umaoya project to complete the constructions within a year. This was conveyed during a meeting held yesterday. The construction of the project, which was commenced in the year 2008, has been handed over to the Iranian company named Farab. The $540 million worth project is expected to generate 120 megawatts of electricity and provide water supply for 6,000 hectares. Meanwhile, a discussion between Minister Rohit Abegunawardena and importers were held today. Accordingly, issues pertaining to container transportation amidst global crisis were described during the meeting. Presentation of appointments to 866 persons involved in family health services and medical laboratory technicians was conducted today. The event was held at the participation of Minister Pavitra Vanyarachi. Minister Johnston Fernando observed the construction of the flyover currently underway in Navala area as a solution for the vehicular traffic in the Colombo city. Steps have been taken to provide clay for Lanka Ceramic Corporation for the production of necessary quantities of bricks required for the restoration of the Digavapitiya Pagoda in Ampara. Minister Vimal Veeravansa said that steps also have been taken to provide relevant technical advice in this regard from the Lanka Ceramic Corporation. The minister made these remarks while engaging in an observation tour at the Ampara Iragama Tile and Bricks factory belonging to the Ceramic Corporation. The minister also observed the restoration activities taking place at Digavapitiya Pagoda.
The 6th procession of the Katharagama Asalaperahara festival will parade the streets tonight. The incumbent Basnayaka Nilame of the Ruhunu Maha Katharagama Devalaya is also set to take part in the procession for the first time today. The 5th procession of the Asalaperahara festival paraded the street last night. The renewal of the trellis made out of leaf branches in front of the Katharagama Devalaya and the placing of both the tusks of King Dutugamunu's cuddle tusk before the Devalaya will be carried out today. After conducting an almsgiving for the Mahasangha at the Basnayaka Nilame's official chamber, Basnayaka Nilame Dishan Gunasekara will take part in the procession for the first time today. And that's all the stories for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow at the very same time. Until then, stay safe and good night.